Hi there, Leanne. I am just starting to take a look at these. Um, so a few things I thought I just opened up this file a second ago, but some of the technical things I'm gonna say aside, these are really, really fun. I really like that they kind of have this consistent, cool shape, and then the fly on the end on each of them. They look very artistic, which is neat. And then I like that you have a pretty consistent color scheme as well. We can work on that a little bit, but it's definitely heading in the right direction. So overall, really, really good start. I'm trying to figure out which direction to go with these, because usually you want to try to avoid like the rough look, the rough line of the edges kind of that you have going on here. Usually you want things to exist in a more kind of geometric, thinking of things like you want 90-degree angles, you want nice straight lines, you want horizontal lines, and so when they scale, they don't look sloppy. So I'm trying to figure out if doing that with these would improve the overall aesthetic or it would actually weaken it. In a way, I think it might not look as good because I really like that this map kind of looks old and it looks like it's not cartoony. It looks more realistic, which is actually neat. And I know it's a map because you have this with the north. Maybe for a few elements, like I can tell you're using the brush here, maybe for a few elements, well, in the assignment it says not to use text. So you're probably doing that because of that reason. Let me look for some inspiration. Let's see. Fishing icon set. Trying to kind of figure out the direction that I think would be best for you to go because I really actually like where you're heading. Okay, so these, honestly, I mean, they're really cool. They have a consistent scheme going on with the white shape and then the geometric background. See how on the edges we have kind of these nice curves. The boxes are all exactly the same. That's kind of recurring with this icon set as well. So see how they look super clean, okay? That's one of the important parts of an icon set is that it looks really clean, it looks scalable. If you made this 1/8 the size it is, it would probably still pretty closely resemble what it looks like right now. Let me see. Yeah. But I will be honest with you, when I say I really like your design, I think it's neat, it's heading in the right direction. I think it's just missing a little bit of that cohesive, clean crispness. That's one of the defining characteristics for an icon set. Okay, so if we think about these in terms of being an icon on your phone, this actually could be really cool. Maybe still has a tiny bit too much detail on it, but I really, really like it. The fishing pole is definitely really cool. So I think this is really cool. But like this one, for example, if this was scaled down quite a bit, I think you would lose some of it that makes it what it is. So I think you wouldn't be able to read this anymore. You know, so I'm trying to figure out. This one looks neat. Maybe you could make the sun a little bit larger. I wonder if you could pick one element and make it bigger in the background. So maybe your water in the background, and it could be some sort of simple shape, maybe. So maybe you have an oval here in the background that's a similar color to the water here in this one. Then maybe that water color is the same as this, but instead of having the map, maybe you just have the actual shape of the river in the background or something. A little bit more simplified. And then for this one, maybe you I really like the way the brush strokes look. It looks very artistic, but it's a little bit at odds with what the goal is for an icon, which is like these clean geometric shapes. Um, and this one up top actually is interesting. I feel like it doesn't go conceptually as much with these three, but it's actually a little bit more the direction that you would want to go with icon sets. So if you had a business and you were a fly fishing business and you wanted people to click on this to email you, that is definitely the right direction. Maybe this is the one for them to book a sunset tour or something. So that's what we want to think about. And then we want to think about these appearing on the website side by side, really small clickable buttons. So I would tighten in your color scheme a little bit. Maybe pick 3 colors as opposed to, I think you have maybe 5 kind of different variations of green and blues here. Maybe pick 3 of them. Things like the X doesn't necessarily need to be one of them. But maybe do that, and then try to think about a way you could take this background element, make it simple and bold at the same time. Like I mentioned, this is heading in the right direction. The actual poll itself is pretty complicated, but I really, really like it, so I think I'm okay with you keeping this. But maybe make this shape in the big background bigger and bolder, and then figure out a bigger, bolder background for this one, and in this direction too. So you're definitely getting there. Actually, I really like these. I keep on saying that, but there's just a little bit of that next step we need to make them recognizable as an icon set. Okay, but these are off to a great start. I think they're very artistic and cool looking. I like how some of them are going off the page, others aren't. You could play around with that even more. Like this one could be scaled totally different. Maybe the river in the background is all you have and then a green bottom or something. Or if you want to keep the map, you could do that too. Just figure out a different way to make it a little more crisp. But then maybe on this one, you're scaled in and it's a lot larger on the fly. So maybe something like that. But keep on playing around with it. You're off to a really strong start. I'm excited to see what your final draft looks like. Okay, thanks, Leanne.